He's in the waiting room. Islam family. I'm not sure what has happened, but somebody was in the waiting room, and I don't know. This is weird. It's weird, weird, weird. Okay. Let's see. We're waiting for Brother John to come in. Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to come in. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen here. Good layout. I'm just confused. Okay. More. No, why did you do that? Oh my gosh, you are kidding me right now. Just doing what it wanna do, doing what it wanna do. Oh, there we go. Okay, yes. Here we go. Here we go. Yay. Islam, 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 Islam.
Islam says, can you hear me?
I can hear you so great. I can hear you great. I can hear you great, Islam. I'm waiting for Brother John. He was waiting in the waiting room. I don't know what was going on. I don't know. It went from Facebook, but I thought it was supposed to link to StreamYard, and I guess it didn't.
You
How
did
are
it right.
you today?
You did it right this time when you sent me the link in my messages. So I got on there perfectly. Like I've never been able to get on like this.
Really? Okay, so I just gotta
I did
start.
it perfectly. It let me enter the studio and everything. It did.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Islam. Islam. Okay, let me get Brother John in here. So how has your 3 days been? From Friday to today.
I've been well. They've been good. I can say they've been really good. I've been working. I had picked up a shift, an unexpected shift last night from 7 to 7 this morning. So
Wow.
I'm still up though. I went and got me some coffee, and I'm doing. I had to, I did my little. I've been doing a little reading before I.
Islam, what you been reading? Tell me what you been reading. What you study for this cycle? What's been on your
On this
wisdom?
cycle, I've been reading a little bit of everything. I've been reading Spiritual Vigilantes, The Truth Behind the Attempted Destruction of God's Law by Danny.
Mm.
I've been reading that. I've been also reading The Call of the Dervish, which is it's kind of like it's a bold exploration of like the meaning and the purpose of spirituality in the contemporary world. Like basically, you know what the dervish is, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, but just reading up on like the Sufism.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool beans.
Yeah, I've been reading about a lot of just. My mind been on everything. I've been everywhere. Just whatever pops in my heart, I just get to reading it.
You've been reading it. That's what's up. Well, I did the 101s. And see, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even realize that this was going on here because I don't know. It was weird. I went to the Facebook event page. I thought it was going to link to StreamYard, but I was doing the 101s and I was confirmed. Where we at? I was confirming Jesus being 12 years old when he began to teach. So in chapter 5, that's where we can confirm him being young, right?
In chapter 5 in the Holy Quran, right? Yeah.
Yes.
hmm So
So I was talking about confirming that he was a young boy, like, the 18 missing years that we hold of Jesus. That's not in the Bible. That's not, in the Bible of who he was and before this age of the Bible that he came into. So I was talking about the tools and how I have a square, I have a chisel, a square, and a hammer. But I want to saw, collecting all of those tools just to remind me of the ones we use in the workshop of the mind. So yeah, that's what I was doing.
you physically have these tools.
I physically have the square, the chisel, and a hammer. I don't have the plummet. I don't have the saw. I don't have an axe yet. Let me get the rest of them.
You're gonna get okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Just so to just be reminded in a physical sense. Let me say that. So my finite mind can think be able to go into infinite. If I see it, maybe if I see it, be like, man, I need to be reminded to stand on my square. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I was going through. But would you like to demonstrate? Give us a demonstration or anything while we wait for Brother John to come on. Please,
Did you say please?
please.
On chapter 5.
Well, you don't have to do chapter 5, whatever you want to do. I know we didn't never get to finish your discussion for the Friday, but we definitely got to go back to that because that's been a big, big talk. And also in the quote unquote conscious community, spiritual community, how you want to put it, the sun, the pulsating of the sun and what the energy the sun is giving off. And I really feel like it's having a major effect on the sisters because not only has my stomach been acting kind of weird, it's been like doing some weird stuff. Not necessarily even cramping or feeling like I have to go to, but just some weird feeling and not in a bad way. Just I can feel some kind of shift going on. So
I think
we
I think
definitely got to get that together.
I think it is. I think it does. Like your stomach, my stomach. It's been like I don't know. I told you what I ate the other day, so I don't know if it may have been the reason also because what I ate the other day. We're not gonna say that. We're not gonna tell everybody what I ate.
Mhm.
But I've been no lately. Okay, I can basically say lately I have been feeling a certain type of shift within myself is like I'm going through. I wouldn't even say I would say changes, but it more so of like a transformation of
Mhm.
going through like a war, a battle within myself. So um because the transformation that I'm going through is starting to, I'm not it's making me real uncomfortable and it's bringing up things that I'm assuming that needs to be brought to surface for me to handle in order for me to get to where I need to be at, to be in my purpose to go in the next level that Allah is trying to take me to. It's a lot of things that I need to look at objectively, you know what I'm saying? So I can like kind of like use these tools by say using these tools so I can kind of chisel these things off so I can walk lighter within my next level that I'm supposed to be doing in my purpose. And so I basically was tested. I'm just receiving tests after tests. And so I've been leaning towards just going back into the wilderness. I've been telling you before our conversations. I'm in a hermit mode right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm going back into my wilderness because I feel like there's a lot of things that I had overlooked that thought that I was ready to go forefront face to face with, and I didn't handle
Mhm.
that correctly. And so there's some things that I need to just go back and work on myself. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't ready to do or have them type of situations occur. I didn't handle my them situations that occur. I didn't handle them correctly, and I kind of let that take over me. So, when we're talking about these symbolic meaning of these tools, I'm going to say, as far as me, I am on. I need to use this chisel. I need
Mhm.
to line up the
Okay.
dummies. You know what I'm saying? I need to use this chisel. I need to cut off some of extra these I would say entities that I have around me that I have not been aware of that is still harboring around me, waiting in my vulnerable state to trying to take over and let my lower
Okay.
self come up and devour me. You know what I mean? So I really need
Mhm.
to discard, like I said, I'm going back to protecting my energy at all costs. You know what I mean? Trying to protect myself at all costs. And I'm just gotta stay to myself and not so much stay to myself, but just stay focused on what Shira really needs and stop worrying about what I may need to confront, what I want to confront, because sometimes I jump the gun and try to confront certain situations when I need to be still and just sit there
Mhm.
and just let things take its course until Allah puts it in my heart in a kind and compassionate way to where I can actually go through things gracefully so I can receive
Mhm.
that back in return, not from the person, just so I can receive that energy back in return where I won't feel so depleted. You know what I mean? My energy won't feel so depleted and lost. And I just feel like I'm just exhausted. You know what I mean? Because I've just done some things that's just so unnecessary. So I'm just really say, for that last cycle, I've learned that I need to continue to do some more building, some more work on myself, which that's an everyday process. But the things that I may have thought that had overcome, I had not overcome them. So
Mhm.
I'm returning back and reflecting on the things that I learned and trying to utilize them in a better way so I could get so I won't have to keep continue to feel the way I feel and go through these same things that I'm continuously taking myself through thinking that I got this, I got that. So I can honestly say I let my ego come up like last week. That ego came
Okay.
about. So yeah, I'm still trying to tear that off. Like I need to have one of them deaths right now. I'm trying to go through that right now. That's what happens to me like last week till now. And every time I do get in that type of mode, my go-to is to work. I will work. I just will work and I work and work and I just read. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't say it was a bad thing. I don't consider anything that happens occurs that to me anymore or anything I go through to be actually bad anymore. That's one thing I can say. I don't look at things as bad anymore because it's like there's a blessing in every lesson. So I'm just grateful for it all. And,
Islam.
I give all praises to the Father God, Allah, and the Mother of Virtues. And I give my honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali for leaving these divine instructions for me to continue to eat off of and to learn how to walk in my light and to tackle my foes so I could, be peaceful and be the message that I'm trying to bring to my nation and to my children. Islam.
Mm. Islam. So could you read, because that wilderness thing, people are, going into the wilderness, which we all have to. I know I'm always in the wilderness going to back for re-examination. But could you read chapter 15 for
15.
me,
You
as
have.
far as what that is, so they could get an idea of what this, like, get this scene in your mind when
Hmm.
Jesus went into the wilderness. And there's nothing wrong with you having to go back for this re-examination on yourself, because we all have to go back for re-examination. Islam, sis, our dear sister from Morocco is on, our sister Eva. Islam, Islam, Islam. I would love for you to just read through that, so it gives the people, the audience, a view of what this feels like why we should do this on a constant sometime. Islam.
Islam. So on the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter 15, the divine ministry of Jesus, where Jesus goes to the wilderness for self-examination, where he remains 40 days, is subjected to the is subjected to three temptations. He overcomes, returns to the camps of John, and begins teaching. The harbinger had paved the way. The logos have been introduced to men as love made manifest, and he must now begin his divine ministry. And he went forth into the wilderness to be alone with Allah, that he might look into his inner heart and know its strength and worthiness. Islam. And with
Islam.
himself he talked. He said, my Lord's self is strong. By many ties I am bound down to carnal life. Have I the strength to overcome and give my life a willing sacrifice for men? When shall I stand before the face of men, and they demand a proof of my messiahship? What will I say? And then the tempter came and said, if you be the Son of Allah, command these stones to turn to bread. And Jesus said, who is it that demands a test? It is no sign that one is a son of Allah because he does a miracle. The devils can do mighty things. Did the Gentile magicians do great things before the Pharaoh? My words and deeds in all the walks of life shall be proof of my messiahship. And then the tempter said, if you will go into Jerusalem and from the temple pinnacle cast down yourself to earth, the people will believe you are the Messiah sent from Allah. This you can surely do, for did not David say, he gives his angels charge concerning you, and with their hands will they uphold, lest you shall fall. And Jesus said, I will not tempt the Lord my God Allah. And then the tempter said, look forth upon the world, behold its honors and its fame, behold its pleasures and its wealth. If you will give your life to these, they shall be yours. But Jesus said, away from me all tempting thoughts. My heart is fixed. I spurn this carnal self with all its vain ambition and its pride. For 40 days did Jesus wrestle with his carnal self. His higher self prevailed. He then was hungry, but his friends had found him and they ministered to him. Then Jesus left the wilderness in the consciousness of holy breath. He came into the camps of John and taught. Islam.
Islam. Islam. Islam, sis. Islam. I'm not sure what's going. Huh?
I was watching. Okay, so when he said, what did he say? And then attempt to pleasures as well. He said, for 40 days Jesus wrestled with his carnal self. His higher self prevailed. He then was
Mm-hmm.
hungry, but his friends had found him and they ministered to him. Okay. I was watching um I was watching a the movie episode Chosen, the last episode of Chosen on Netflix. And one of the scenes was when Jesus had actually was telling letting people know he was now the Messiah.
Uh-huh.
So one of the disciples was James had asked him, let's eat. We wanted to eat. We're hungry. We hungry. And he had said to them,
Mhm.
he's hungry, but the food that he gets is not the food that he needs to receive from the earth. It's the food that he receives from his Father God.
Mhm.
That's what I just got from this. I
Mm.
just read that.
Okay. Okay. Islam. Islam.
I'm gonna get you, Tay.
Come through, Vic.
I'm gonna get you, Tay.
Come through. You better teach today. You better teach.
Well, I was
Okay, come on.
no, I was just saying like
Let's go, Her
the
Royal
wilderness is
Highness.
not bad. Sometimes you
What'd you
gotta
say?
the wilderness, like you're in that
No.
wilderness, not literally, but mentally in your wilderness. When you put yourself in solitude, sometimes that's the best way you're gonna be able to elevate to that next level because you're taking yourself away from everything and you're being at peace and you're trying to listen to that still voice so you can receive that light and
Uh-huh.
walk in that light, and
Islam.
take back that message that you receive and reciprocate that and give that to first of all yourself. Most
That's
importantly,
right.
you gotta get
That's
the
right.
message for self before you try to go and try to teach it to anyone else. And a lot of a lot of us think once we receive a message and we feel we know everything, we want to go out and teach, but yet and stuff we still haven't done enough self-examination upon ourselves to even go and try to teach anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
And it takes that. But, still, as you're learning, it's still good that you could be teaching because it's still we still have to remember our instructions. So it do take us to study us more, stay more in that wilderness, like you said, to study self. Because to me, when we're out teaching, we have to be very transparent. Like, how can I say it? How I can be just very transparent with things. I have a problem saying what my issues are, my weakness. I got some. I got them. But I think when people at least are seeing you, who is this? Excuse me, y'all. When they're seeing, oh, okay, clicked off whoever it was. When they're seeing you, oh, now I don't. That totally threw my mind off. Excuse me, y'all.
mhm.
I got to go back to my thought. I don't like when my phone do that. My fault. When people can see you and that you're not like perfect, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel that it helps them draw to you easier because we're not perfect, and when you could be accountable and say, I do need to be in the wilderness. I got to be in the wilderness. I don't know why it's not letting me, Brother John, in. It's saying something. For sure, I know you probably don't know much about what this thing is saying.
No, I
But
was
he's in the
happy.
room with us.
I was very, very grateful. I got in with no problem. Once you sent me the link on my message,
Really?
you sent me this link, the exact link on the message. I didn't do it on I didn't do it on Facebook to get in the StreamYard. I actually went on my what's it called? My I guess Google,
Google?
or I went on my search. It's like it's my actual the search engine. You know what I mean? Took me to it like the actual Stream Yard. It wasn't like StreamYard Facebook. You took me to StreamYard. It's like StreamYard Guest.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So when he clicks on the link that I sent to, so should I sent it on his phone.
Mm-hmm. Once he
Yeah.
click on it, it'll prompt him to do um ooh, I forgot. It'll prompt him to do what he can to get in because the link is already in there. It'll tell him to put in your name, and then once that, it'll say they'll test your microphone and whether or not you want to be on camera or whatever. So that's how they did that. with the stream.
Okay, Brother John, if you can hear us, because I think that's what's happening. Maybe he didn't click on, what did you say? Click on something. Because you got to
Did,
click on something to say that you to go live or what?
did you invite him on for Facebook?
I invited him from StreamYard actually.
Okay, so you just gave him. Okay, once you give him the same link that that you sent me, um,
Uh-huh.
he has to click on it, and once he's click on it, it's gonna automatically put you in, like, enter in the studio. You enter your name, and then it's gonna test your mic, and then you hit next setup, and then I came I came into the to the studio StreamYard get as a StreamYard guest.
Okay.
Yep, that's what happened.
Okay. So you got to come on as a StreamYard guest. Brother John, so when you click it, see if it will let you I don't know. Let me see what's going on. What's going on. Okay. Well, we're gonna see if I can somehow get him up here because I really want him to come on here. But his thing is not showing blue like yours. It's just showing like it's showing that he's there, but it's showing the camera has a thing going across it, but there's no border. The blue where your name shows up in blue,
Hmm.
it's not his name is not showing up in blue.
What's it showing up as?
It's showing up black, but then all it says is edit name. It says when I click on them, it says edit name, kick from studio or ban from studio. That's all it says.
Ask him, is his mic on?
Is your mic on, Brother John? Make sure your mic is on, Brother John. If you can hear me, put your mic on.
I wonder if I can send it. Mm, mm,
Maybe. Okay.
I don't have a.
Islam, Sister Eva, thank you for being patient with us.
I ain't doing this. I gotta log in and do some stuff. I don't.
Oh, no, that's all right.
I don't
That's all
want to do
right.
anything because then it's gonna log me out.
You
So
gonna kick you out? She said, I don't want to get
I'm
kicked
going.
out. I don't want to
Yep,
get kicked
I'm going to stay right here because I
out.
don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna speak on the wilderness for a minute too, while we try to figure out what's going on. I might just have to bring him on the phone again. I don't know how well y'all heard him last Sunday over the phone, but could you hear him very well?
I didn't. I wasn't in attendance last.
Oh, you wasn't there. Okay. I'm wondering if the Eva, if you're still on here, could you hear Brother John pretty well last Sunday when we had him on the phone teaching? I just want to know if she's still in there. 'Cause sometimes the StreamYard, you can see people within that you don't see that they're on there, but they be on there.
Boy, you can't tell me that I don't be using my books. All my books is tore up.
Mine is really tore up. My 707 is so raggedy right now.
I got two of them, but mine's
I
got
do too.
got
Yes,
got
mine is so
stains
up. Huh?
stains on them. My
There.
boys'
Okay. That's
literature
the
is
same. There we go.
off
Can you hear
limits. I
me?
gotta read some more.
Islam, Brother John, we can hear you. Islam.
I don't see Sister Eva on here.
No, I think she might have clicked off. She'll probably be back on because she said she was going to be coming in for Sunday school. She enjoyed it last Sunday, so yeah,
Islam.
that's why we had to get Brother John back on here. Brother John, this is our sister Vashira Bird Bay. That's our
What's up,
teacher,
sister?
Brother John.
Islam. Islam. Peace and love. How are you today?
I had you through my headset before, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave it through the speaker because if I'm making the changes, I may lose you.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said, bro. Brother. That's what I said. I told sister I don't want to mess with nothing because we be having difficulties with the stream yard. And I was happy I
Yeah.
got in really. I got it real easy.
Islam. So last Sunday, Sister Vashira, Brother John, we did the history of the Moors. So we were coming out of the biography of the Moors by Brother Claudius Ill. And so we want to touch on the history of the Moors so people can really get an understanding of
Hmm.
who we are and where all of this comes from, what all this talk is about. So, of course, Brother John is a historian on this. He's I say he's never missed a meeting because Brother John, even in his meetings by himself, is still in his meetings. So Islam, and I just wanted to, touch bases on that. Brother John, would you like to say anything before I read, or you want me to start reading?
I want to say that last week someone on the call asked me how could they get um, access a whole of the bike for the Moors. I state they need to come to the temple to get them, but I realized later on that Brother Eric, he updated, revised them again. He may have published them, and they may be accessible through the way you purchase books. So I have to
Mm,
find out from him whether I could do that or not.
okay, Islam.
I do have a copy of the one that he revised, but I want to get his permission before I share them like I did the original one.
All right, Islam. So, do you want me to start reading from more on ancient Moorish history? You want me to start there, so then you can pick up from there?
Did we lose him?
Huh.
I said, did we lose him?
Mhm.
I hope not.
Brother John. Oh, I lost him. He's still there, but I don't hear his voice.
I wonder if he can chat.
Oh, okay. Can you type it? Where is the chat? There we
All
go.
right, did we
Okay, here we
There
go.
we go.
I think I got knocked off. Somebody called me. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, what I did, I have the copy of the one that Brother Eric revised, which has a lot of updated information. It's very, very good. But I want to talk to him to find out that did he publish it and it is available as other books are, or whether it's still how you
I'm
obtain it from
touching
him. I put it
it.
that way.
That's easy. Let me leave it alone. Not touching it. Islam,
Yeah.
everybody still here? All right, everybody's still here. All right, Islam. Whew, all right. Yes. All right.
Now, if you allow me to speak on what's been on my mind uh,
Yes.
recently,
Yes.
and I respond on Facebook, chapter 4, when it talks about a vow made for John when he was an infant, that says the razor shall not touch his face and head, and he shall not taste fiery drinks. So when he
Mm-hmm.
finishes 18 years in his schools, that he began his work, he went to the marketplace. They say he looked like a wild man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's come forward 2,000 years, where the prophet says that John comes this time as Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Yes,
So uh, Marcus Garvey didn't wear his hair in locks, but his followers do. You see the correlation? When I said the followers of Marcus Garvey, I'm talking about the Rastafarians.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me?
Islam. Yes.
So so um, what what's so important about the hair that you should not shave it? Uh, what's so what's so important about the hair? What are you losing when you cut the hair? In fact, what a lot of brothers has been persuaded to do in this day and time, because European is required when you work for him. One of the requirements is no facial hairs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was able to avoid that Allah protected me from that. I was in a position, a European company that was face his customers on a regular basis when I go to service their equipment, and I worked in various administration. I use that term, and some of them require you to have no facial hairs, but Allah uh, directed me around where I've never gotten that situation where I was supposed to make a choice where I would have to get rid of my facial hairs. So, but that is because I had a desire. From the time I heard that verse I, I just spoke on, a razor has not touched my face or head since I read that. So,
Islam.
so I know about the fiery drinks. It's quite obvious when you drink. In fact, they'll tell you that our brothers, what they call the Native Americans, is that had a European had a tremendous advantage over them once he introduced them to that fiery drinks. Now,
Mm-hmm. They called it fire water, didn't they, Brother John?
huh?
They called it fire water.
Yeah, fiery drinks, fire water.
Yes.
Now, now, the European, when our Native American brothers agreed to do the peace settlement to live on a land reserved from them for them, they was given the impression that they would be able to live their lives according to the religious practice and not be forced to be live under the European domination doctrine. That being said, is that they will allow our Native American brothers allow the European to establish a I use the word church, or well, what do the Catholic call
Um,
their building on the reservation. So there was a Catholic
Cathedral.
cathedral
Cathedral. Islam.
on the reservation, and on through that the cathedral, they administered Christianity in all its forms. And one of them, that the fiery drinks form, was that what they call communion. They drank in the blood of Jesus, and they gave them wine. And after getting a taste of wine, then it become habitual. And then they accused our Native American brothers of being alcoholics. But
Mm-hmm.
they didn't they preferred to smoke the herbs in order to raise the vibration when they commune on that level. There are many substances that can take you to that level of meditation to get you more familiar with the infinite, get you more familiar with the things you don't normally see, you don't normally hear through your see through your fleshly eyes or hear through your fleshly ears, because the soul, the substance, far too fine for fleshly eyes to see, which means that for fleshly ears to hear as well. So these are some of our religious practices that we've persuaded to prefer the European practices over our practices. So we not prefer a stranger before thy own blood. We prefer his ways. So those some of the things that has been going through my mind this week that I meditated on. And so that being said, is that we are stumbling through the world, not understanding who we are. What is a hair to us? Right now, a lot of us are aware that we're not cutting our hair, but are we getting in tune that your practices? Are you trying to establish a channel for that energy to come through meditation? Well, my my instruction is that the Holy Quran, the most holy temple of science, read something from it, because the words are spirit and life. Read something from it every day. So only I said 1/10. I'd say 1/10 because what jumped in my mind. The brothers that claim and sisters claim to be Muslim are reading from the literature that has been prescribed to them by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. In chapter 45, I believe, he says, "This is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans." So when he says this, he's talking about this pamphlet. So you should read something from this pamphlet every day. If I don't say anything else, just remember, Brother John said that.
Islam.
Islam. Islam. Brother John, Islam, you said what is the importance of our hair? It is actually our connection back to the source. It's our antennas pretty much. Um that's how I look at hair. And actually in the way that it grows in a spiral. It literally grows in a spiral. So that's what hair does. Anything else that's not hair. Hair has to grow in a spiral effect.
So anything else is fur. In other words,
Yeah.
European has fur, Asians have hair.
Islam, Islam, Islam,
Now,
definitely.
now that sparrow aspect is something I learned in electronics as an engineer.
Hmm.
Like right now, we are talking, we all long distance away from each other,
Hmm.
but yet we can hear. So the normal voice only travels a small distance. But how you get to travel farther is to connect to energy that transfer energy over those distance short period of time. And that is by speeding up vibration by sending the energy through the hair, the curl of it, it speeds it up to a speed that even travel at the speed of light.
Islam.
But it all starts with that curl activity that you learn about when you study engineering, studying electronics, and studying the components they use in order to bring about this physical manifestation of transferring sound to these long distances. Now the prophet said that the hair, each hair on you is a spirit. They're spirits.
Hmm.
So this is well, I'm going to just briefly simplify what I just said. What I just said is very, very complex in the sense that there are spirits of the fire, water, earth, and air. Those are major spirits, but there are other spirits as well. So a lot of people don't see fire as a spirit or don't see water as a spirit. A lot of people fear spirits because there are spirits that are misbehaved or they are don't function in harmony, don't and they manifest in our cells. Particularly, you have to be careful, man. They're manifested in your lower self, and you have to guard against them and fight them.
Hmm.
So there's a lot to be said about these teaching that the prophet has brought to us, and it requires our study. And when we study, when we come to our meeting, we share with each other what we've learned. And this will bring us together as well, because as you know, the chapter on unity says that the gifts of the understanding of the church of Allah, he appointed everyone his portion, in which measure it seemeth good unto himself. So praise Allah, the prophet has given us instruction on all aspects of life, where we can climb out of the depths that we are in. And climbing out of the depths we're in, one tool that is useful is a ladder.
Hmm.
And we have the 12-step ladder in chapter 23 in the Holy Quran. However, Marcus Garvey said that his father took him with him to dig a grave. And that
Hmm.
grave was 6 feet deep. And after they finished digging the grave, his father climbed out of the grave and pulled the ladder up.
Right.
He left Marcus Garvey down there 6 feet in the earth to climb out the best way he could to figure out how he'd come out of there. So I'm not sure how he devised the ladder to climb out, but he got out of there. Some people you can devise by making little small steps to put your feet in and just step out of a situation.
Hmm.
So praise Allah that we just focus on not each other, focus on self. And self
Islam.
is guided through the prophet. Where you find the prophet is in the literature, his word of spirit and life.
Islam. Islam.
Islam.
Definitely. Islam, Brother John. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, and I did listen to the recording from Friday. It was so amazing. Oh, you went in. You went in. You went in, Brother John. I really, really enjoyed it. But I always enjoy your recordings. I always enjoy them.
Well, what I do,
Always be back
what
on.
I do, I try to follow the prophet's instruction. The prophet
Mm-hmm.
instruct us to read first from his literature and speak from saying. That's where we should start all our meditation on the prophet's words, and from the prophet's word, let it be expanded throughout you, be broken down in simplistic form by degrees, because we fell 720 degrees and we had to climb back by degrees. So we take on this these teachings by degrees. So you have to read and read and read and read the same,
You said you
uh,
said we fell how many? You said we fell how many degrees? Wait, hold on, Brother John, because the Shira coming back on. How many degrees did you say we fell?
306 degrees of finite, 360 degrees of infinite. We felt both finite and infinite.
Mhm.
So you add those two together, 720 degrees.
That's a fall, boy. That's a serious fall.
It's a serious fall. So you fell from
Mhm.
light to dark. You fell all the way into darkness. So you fell to the lowest, but you can be brought back to the highest. So
Mm,
that's what the prophet is telling us. He said, but he's telling you that that experience is a
mm-hmm,
teaching experience as well, because he said those who reach the greatest depths should reach the greatest heights. So we fell from
mm-hmm,
the greatest heights to the greatest depths. So that experience, it helps you in attaining, because you're gonna go through all those degrees, and each degrees you're gonna learn. All those degrees you got to go through to get back to the highest heights. So if you hold on to our laws and change your hand with his instruction and climb, that's a tall climb.
yeah.
That climb that requires to go beyond the, I'm gonna use my words, physicality of the physical
Mm-hmm,
body. When Jesus resurrected, remember, he didn't have the same body that he received from Mary. The
right.
body he received from Mary was disintegrated, taken apart, and
Mm-hmm,
put back together. A divine body. He had a divine body. So the body was put together just like it was in the chaos of the beginning, when the seven spirits stood their face and they went to work and created man out of the dust of the earth. Same procedure, same process, but it was a divine body. So that
mm,
body, he said, I crossed borderline at will. They're all, it was a stronger body. But
mm,
that is not confined to just the Jew or the Greek. It's the heritage of every man. Every man has the capability, that gift, he can realize that gift. But he got to be
mm-hmm,
obedient. He has to follow the instructions. He has to follow, it's an instruction that there's no wavering for anybody and privilege. Everybody got to go and do by the same, you got to go do the same thing and do exactly the way that Jesus did. But you can't do that if you don't know what he did. So since the Europeans interrupted that process and withheld from you 18 years of his teaching you how to do it, it's almost impossible for you to do it. But Allah has brought those teachings back for you. 18 years of life, works, and teaching of these matters are missing from the Holy Bible. They're in this Holy Quran, the most holy temple of science. Now, I I'm trying to get, there's a version that took place, it's a major diversion. Once our people was made known that our religion, Islam, they they thought that they form a opinion that the last prophet that came to aid us, we developed a sickness after that prophet came with the remedy of what our sickness was at that time. When Prophet Muhammad was on the scene 1,500 years ago, we knew who we were. We knew what land, we knew all of this. But we lost all of that since then. So it's a different sickness. You need a different medicine. And that medicine was brought by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Without that medicine, you won't be able to come out of the conditions that you're in. You always remain dead. So,
Mm.
am I saying that? Yes, I am. I got to be careful how I say it. I have to be careful. I have to be careful how I say what I'm saying. Well, I'll say it this way. Noble Drew Ali, when he had that convention in 1928, all of those who came from that convention should have left as missionaries of what they were introduced to when they came to that convention.
Mm.
A lot of those brothers and sisters, when they left that convention, they went on their own understanding before they have taken time to get the true understanding of the mission. So some of them came out with the national aspect, some came out with the divine teaching. But you need both the national and the divine teaching. So uh, develop as a Muslim without realizing your national uh, decent nature, you still are not free. So the only one can give you your freedom from your national aspect is Noble Drew Ali. All the brothers of the East that tell you about the teaching they acquired from Prophet Muhammad when he was here before, they can't give you your national sense. What you need as far is your nationality. They cannot. They got theirs, but they cannot. So
Mm.
you're gonna need a nationality to get in the kingdom of heaven. You're gonna need a nationality to be recognized by this said government. The government we said, let thy kingdom come on earth as is in heaven, which we have to perfect. The government within the government. You got a government represented by the American flag. You got a government represented by the the red flag with 5 pointed green star in the center. So sometimes I get inspired just to keep going, but I think I should just pause for some of what I said to digest and to ask questions in reference to what I said for further explanation, if there
Well,
anyone that wants that.
any questions, Sister V? But Shira, you got any
Yes.
questions for Brother John?
Okay. My question is, you said in order, no one can tell you, no one can give you your nationality.
I'm gonna say it this way: we got some brothers and sisters here that are following the Sunnis, brothers from Sudan. The Sudanese cannot give you your nationality. They can't give you the the titles you have as a state. They can't give you the name Bay or Ia. They give you other names that are Islamic names. But the titles you have as a state that ties you into your land are Bays and Eels. That's a title. There are others, but these two, the one the prophet has brought to us right now. When you go deep down into national uh, laws, you find out that the title to this land has been held by uh, a small group of people who knew very little about the entirety of what they have. In other words, the five civilized tribes they are talking about, they're the ones that entitle, but they have to proclaim their title by proclaiming what is linked to the title, either A, either Il, Bay, they, Ali. So the prophet has introduced to us that the title of when you proclaim the title of Bay or Il, you're the title holder of the land. And when I say land, we're talking about South America, we talking about Central America, we talking about North America, we talking about Atlantis Islands. So the European has been ruling this land without a mandate. He doesn't have a mandate. He doesn't have a mandate to the land. He was able to acquire the ability to do it once he defeated us in the War of 1812. But the prophet has brought us all that is back to make us strong men and women where we can defend our land now. We can we can we can honor our mother and we can relate to our land in a harmonious way where we protect the land, not destroy the land, where we take our place as the Lord of all the plane to manifest. So we have those instructions following the prophet how to do that. So when we do that, the government of the Moorish National movement will supersede the government of the said government because the said government has said that what they would do as far as love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, but they're not practicing it. Starting with the opportunity to help us and the climb from where we have fell, but instead of helping us to climb, they went and solidified keeping us out of the human race and put us down with the animals and sold us as they did. Animals made us property. So I know I said a lot, but the only way out of the condition we're in is through Prophet Noble to Allah. Allows us to become plainer as you study His words and let His word uh, uh, bring light to you and your understanding. But your study is yourself, your lower self, your higher self, and to find yourself, you got to go in this Quran. I'm just telling you that these are the only literature you need to read. I was reading all other literature, and my teacher told me in a way of science that I was adding confusion to my spirit understanding by reading other books that I should be studying the Quran because he said the Quran of the Moorish Temple Science is the highest book there is on earth. If you want to learn the highest learning, it's there. So do what attend his meetings, study his literature, do what the prophets say. So here's the seven acts. You had Acts 7 in the Divine Constitution bylaws. The prophets, at one time, he asked the children, so do y'all love me? He said, yes, prophet, we love you. He said, well, act like it. He's Act 1 in my Divine Constitution bylaw. Act 2 in my Divine Constitution bylaw. Act 3, Act 4. When you study them and see our acts, we ain't acting that. We're not demonstrating love for the prophet. We're not acting like we love the prophet. So we need to learn. So you're not loving, so learn how to love. So learn his law. Apply his law to himself. That's learning. Learning how to love. Attend your meetings. So it says take finance to uplift a nation.
Islam.
I'm going to address that in this way. Is that they'll stick your hands dealing with their finance. I'm gonna say this. solution for sticky hands is fearing the said government. When I worked for the European allowed me to handle his money. When I went and serviced a machine, customers paid me, and I bring it back and turn it over to the European company. If I didn't turn that money over to him, what you think would occur to me?
Mm-hmm.
So so what he did, he asked me if I be permitted for him to enforce his law on me if I mess up his money. He said it this way. He said, "Can you be bonded?" What I mean by that, there's a company that out there will investigate and see what type of person you are, your character. Can you be trusted with money? And they said, we'll guarantee that he could be trusted. And when you find out you're not trusted, you go to jail. And that company put that money back in that you misused. So this is a principle that has not been applied in with the acts of the moral temple of science because the finance that has been contributed is not been contributed in a way that built the nation. Your emergency fund, your uplifting fund, that's what insurance companies are built on. Insurance companies are some of the richest institutions there is in the United States of America. But they employ this I just talked about this 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 uh, instituted procedure of bonding. If you misuse the money, you put in jail. Now, the Moors, when they use the money, what they put in jail? It says, and my teacher said in Richmond, Virginia, this brother, the treasurer, walked off the money and went to New York, and people would see him. Did the government put him in jail and make the money good? No, they don't want you strong. So how you be strong? Go and study yourself and study all the weaknesses, all the appetites of the flesh that will cause you to be weak. Fight them and overcome them. And how you find out about them? By your studying. So I'm gonna just go to Acts 7 because Acts 7 is repeated twice. It says, all Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure of love and their bodies clean with water. Do we know how to wash our bodies?
Wow.
Do we know how to keep our mind clean,
Mm.
pure? Watch our young people. Our young people are living this as far as way that you can get. Are their minds clean? Are they practicing the body in the way that you keep the energy of the lower part of the body separated from the upper part of the body? Do they understand how to wash? Do they understand baptism? No, because they haven't been taught.
It's hard. It's so hard.
So we are to learn and we teach the nation. In the most holy divine organization, you are taught how to wash your body because John the Baptist brought that. It's in chapter 4. And the prophet reinforces in his laws when he said, you keep your hearts and mind pure for love in your body with water. But you have to wash the body with prescribed particular way with water. It's a process, a procedure, how you wash your body with water. You keep it separated from the higher and lower because you're fighting the lower self, wherein you just have the higher self. Practice love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, harmony of life. Hatred, lewdness, murder, theft. You want to cause that to disappear totally, disappear totally. So we got that fight, but we got tools. So yeah, this literature we have here lift us out of the condition we're in. We're in a, well, it said those who reach the greatest depths will reach the greatest heights. So praise Allah for the Prophet. If you desire to be lifted out of the condition, he has it for you. He has a teaching, has literature. You really don't have to wait until your brothers live and let the light shine and follow that light. You can have the light for Allah directly yourself. And maybe you can help your brother let your light shine where they can see the light. And we help each other. You know, when thou cannot see thyself, others discover thee more plainly. When we see a brother and a sister at adversity, help them. Sometimes they're in adversity, they swallow up in drugs or alcohol or lewd behavior or even their thoughts, all of this. But when the temple functions so that we reminded our brothers and sisters of their weakness, a lot of us got offended. A lot of us stopped coming to our meetings. So we our growth and climb in Islam was halted. We should be further along in our climb than what we are. We should be the officials in this government that's making the law. The Moorish American, if they live according to the Constitution of the Moorish National Violent Movement, when they take their place in the affairs of men, they'll be officials in this government. They'll be statesmen, not politicians. So
Statesmen, not politicians. Interesting.
yeah. There's a sister, these sisters on them. And by the way, you sisters, don't wait for these brothers, these
Islam.
fans. We had our chance for years. The prophet started this organization teaching in 1913. What year is it now?
2024.
24.
Yeah. And where's the organization and brothers at the head?
The brothers ain't doing nothing, Brother John. Nothing.
Yeah. So the prophet said, be glad and come on, sister, help save the brothers. Y'all got to find a way to help us.
It's
And
on.
that's not obeying us. Even though the act says wife obey husband, that's not it.
Nope.
Because the brother's not husband. You gotta be a husband first.
Gotta be a
And you're
husband
not a
first.
husband until you obey Allah. The Bible said, tell that
Exactly.
brother when you obey Allah, then you obey him.
Obey Allah first, then I'll obey you. Islam. Islam.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Islam.
We brothers not obeying Allah.
Nope. Nope.
He said, I would like to use the brothers. But see, if I have to use, I use the sisters. And he told the brothers, he said, he dug up an ornament in Chicago. Had strange writing on it. He said, this place right here, he said, Queen Nita defeated 5 pharaohs. That's not y'all primary sisters' job.
Right.
Your job is the greatest job that is. It gives forms to spirits so they can function here on earth. Y'all doing more than what you were required to do. Y'all doing that, plus y'all help save us. If we get some sense and be and let you. So yeah, it's in the literature. It's in the literature. Tell us how to love mother. Chapter 25. The breath of one mother is giving you suck like the bounds of affection. Therefore, unite thee with thy brothers, thy sisters, and dwell in thy father's house. So, the affectionate feeling. Yeah. So, brother Allah, you'll say, yeah. You give your body. You live right. She'll give you another one when you get out of that one. But if you don't live after a while, she ain't giving you nothing. You got to come back in the animal form, some type of animal form. These teaching instructions are there. They clear. They in the Holy Quran, the more short. They're there. We just have to study them and apply them to ourselves. So read from the literature every day. Don't follow the brothers, follow Allah.
Mm.
So, but sisters have an opportunity to make us brothers. Like I said, it says, y'all give us a form, a body, and y'all teach us how to use that body. Y'all can teach us to be like a seat on the mountain. That's sister to give you a body and teach you where you rise, where your head will be above the clouds. Sisters can do that, but don't let brothers get in the way of you doing it.
Mm.
Don't let the brothers get in your way of doing that.
Yeah, man, and
Yeah.
man, you say that. Oh, that's all I'm seeing is
That's a
them getting
message.
in the way of us doing it. Mm-hmm.
However, brothers and
Mm.
sisters gonna have to work together because it's lonely being by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The sisters here by themselves and they crave for the brothers. And Allah allowed the brothers to come down for a period of time. We supposed to be just
Mm.
visiting. But we weren't used to the treatment that the sisters treated us. They treated us so well until when time to go back, we stayed. We didn't go back. We stayed. Yeah. So those days we prayed that they return. They will return. But it's a way that we gotta navigate through this darkness. We have to follow that light that's gonna lead you through this dark. Islam is a light.
Uh,
All right. Well, I'm finished using.
you finished?
I was fussing, but I
No, you
forgot this.
wasn't fussing. You was teaching, brother John. You was teaching.
Yeah, I realized that in that arsenal too. There's a hammer. I thought the
That
compass
happened.
used to be. I thought the compass used to be my favorite tool. You draw a circle around your passion and desires and keep them bound of righteousness. But I found that hammer in my hand. Could be
Right.
pounding.
The truth.
Islam, Islam, brother John. It is such a joy. I can't wait for next Sunday for you to come on and teach. I just want to read this from out of chapter 4, where you were talking about the cleansing rite. And I'm gonna start at 16. The divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter 4, death and burial of Elizabeth, Matheno's lessons, the ministry of death. 16. The teacher treads the way. On every span of ground, he leaves his footprints, clearly cut, which all can see and be assured that he, their master, went that way. Men comprehend the inner life by what they see and do. They come to Allah through ceremonies and forms. And so when they would make men know that sins are washed away by purity in life, a right symbolic may be introduced. In water, wash the bodies of the people who would turn away from sin and strive for purity in life. This rite of cleansing is a preparation rite, and they who thus are cleansed comprise the temple of purity. And you shall say, you men of Israel, hear, reform, and wash. Become the sons of purity, and you shall be forgiven. This rite of cleansing and this temple are but symbolic of the soul, which does not come with outward show, but is the temple within. Now you may never point the way and tell the multitudes to do what you've never done, but you must go before and show the way. You are to teach that man must wash, so you must lead the way. Your body must be washed, symbolic of the cleansing of the soul. John said, "What need I wait? May I not go at once and wash?" Nathanael said, "'Tis well." And they went down to the Jordan ford and east of Jericho, just where the host of Israel crossed when first they entered Canaan. They tarried for a time. Nathanael taught the harbinger, and he explained to him the inner meaning of the cleansing rite and how to wash himself and how to wash the multitude. And in the river Jordan, John was washed, and they returned unto the wilderness. Now in Engedi's hills, Nathanael's work was done, and he and John went down to Egypt. They rested until they reached the temple of Saqqara in the valley of the Nile. For many years, Nathanael was a master in the temple of the Brotherhood. And when he told about the life of John and of his mission to the sons of men, the Hierophant with joy received the harbinger. And he was called the brother of Nazareth. For 18 years, John lived and wrought with these temple gates, within these temple gates. And here he conquered self. He became a mastermind and learned the duties of a harbinger. Islam. I wanted to end with that because you talked about the cleansing rite and what that looks like, and also being a teacher. You know, you
Praise
trade
Allah.
away pretty good for me, brother John, because like you stand on it, and I really have much gratitude to you for that, and a lot of gratitude for you taking the time to come on here onto the Sunday school and teach the people because I feel they need to hear you for the time that we are able to hear you. And I'm just gratitude. Thank you.
Islam.
Bashira,
Yes.
would you like to say anything or close out with anything before we close the meeting?
No.
No, right, Brother
No, but
John.
I would like to thank Brother John for coming on and explaining, for demonstrating, what Allah put on his heart, and
Yeah,
for um, sending that vibration to me to receive, for me to think a little bit deeper within these lessons, to continue to go deep into these lessons and to learn these lessons and to stay in the books within what the prophet brought us, and that's what I need to do because I've been reading the different books and books and books, and right now I have. So and I've been told this once before. That's how you get scattered all over the place. So I just need to I need to go back and just stay deep within these lessons first before I try to navigate and travel elsewhere. So I can
it's
be about
wrong.
what my prophet is bringing me, be about my father's work in a more depth of understanding. Praise
It's
Allah.
wrong. It's wrong. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Islam, Islam, Islam. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I would like to read some words from the Prophet before we close out completely and say our prayers. Islam.
Islam.
The
Islam.
divine warning by the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslims, governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work and in their homes or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by the prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the Prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The Prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their Prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the Prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by the order of Noble Drew Ali, Islam.
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 And now, the Moorish Science Temple of America, to the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Islam. This is the instruction from your prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds, that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on. But the weak can comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near. So says Allah to his divine prophet, I, Noble Drew Ali. And that is why many hearts have been turned to stone, and many have eyes to see but cannot see, ears to hear but cannot hear, lest they would be confounded of their sins. These are the trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving. And they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but will sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your profit. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temple. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace, your divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Islam,
Islam.
Islam, Islam.
Islam.
Now can we stand as we recite our Moorish American prayer? We're going to turn to the east, is going within. We put up 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right, with our heels touching one another. Repeat after me. Allah,
Allah,
the Father of the universe,
the Father of the
the,
universe,
the Father of love,
the Father of love,
truth,
truth,
peace,
peace,
freedom,
freedom,
and justice.
and justice.
Allah is my protector,
Allah is my protector,
my guide,
my guide,
and my salvation.
and my salvation,
By night
by night
and by day,
and by day,
through his holy prophet,
through his holy prophet,
Drew Ali.
Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen.
Islam, Islam, and family. So we're probably locking down our tomorrow. I will be locking down the place for the Unity Day event. Rashira, I got to bring you up to date. Brother John will be speaking at the event. I'm hoping he's available, but
Okay.
we will be having it in the city. It will be in the community. It's going to be in the West End. Couldn't be a better place to have such a day like this in a historical place that many of our great revolutionaries, rights fighters, all of them walk these streets. So it feels really good to be able to do it there. So I will be posting the address after I lock everything in tomorrow. But yes, we have an amazing place. It's going to be at the YG Cafe in the West End, formerly known as the Unity Cafe. So it just, when I say Allah makes no mistakes, he makes no mistakes, because this was actually called Unity Cafe not long ago when I used to work for the proprietor for Tassili's Raw Reality. She had that one, and it was called Unity. So I'm just grateful because this is a Unity Day, and we're gonna make this a every year thing to bring us together for solutions. So that's what this whole energy will be about that day, bringing forth solutions and actually sticking to them and making them happen. So I'm excited. So Islam, Islam to all of you. I can't wait to get the flyer together and send it out to everyone. So peace and
Islam.
love. Peace and love,
Peace and love.
everyone. I will see you
Peace and
guys
love.
next Sunday, Brother John. I'll see you next Sunday.
Yes.
All right, Islam.
All right, I won't be participating. Let's limit my time because I do have a Sunday school on Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Yes, you do, don't you? All right, I got you. We can, we can. Well, you can come at 9:30 if you want to start in the beginning. Then you could just, get in and get out. Cause once
What
we got you, we be wanting you the whole day.
are you recording your meetings?
Yes, I am.
All right, very good. All right,
Yes. All right.
very good.
All right. Peace and love.
All right,
Peace and
peace and
love.
love.
All right.